I'm going to put out a bench warrant for your arrest.
You practice in front of bench. That's my job or my attorney job. I'm sui juris. I'm propria
Okay,
persona.
Mr. White, I don't know where you read the stuff that you're saying, but it's legal nonsense.
I'm a beneficiary and I'm a sovereign. I'm here under fraud, menace,
Okay, sir.
I'll travel. I travel. I don't drive.
Okay.
I have no contact.
Sir, here's what we're doing, Mr. White.
All right, guys. We got a no-nonsense judge going head-to-head with a low-IQ sovereign citizen, and things get heated. This sovereign citizen makes one bad move after another and just won't stop talking, no matter how many times the judge tries to shut it down. By the end, he makes a huge mistake that completely backfires, and the judge absolutely destroys him. It's one of those moments that's just so satisfying to watch. Let me know what you think about how the judge handled it, because personally, I think he did an excellent job keeping control. All right, let's dive in and watch this sovereign citizen go down in flames.
336, tell us your name, please.
Dominic Hall.
I come in sui juris.
Only one of you actually has that phone number, and the other people are just wrong about what their phone number is. Who's calling ending in 1336?
Sui juris and personal persona. I'm Stephen Tyrell White, beneficiary and sovereign. I'm here under fraud, menace, and duress. Fiduciary Daniel Williams Norbeck.
Okay, Mr. White, we're going to pop you over in the waiting room because you're just going to be a distraction for all the citizens here willing to abide by the laws of our country. So we'll pop you over in the waiting room and we'll get back to you. In case you guys have ever heard of the term sovereign citizen in the news, that's what one of them sounds like when they try to come to.
I'm really enjoying how this judge is handling things. You can tell he's all business and doesn't tolerate nonsense. Now, let's see what happens when he brings the sovereign citizen back in. The judge just went through the entire docket and purposely made him wait. Let's find out if that humbled him or if he's still on the same ridiculous energy.
Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to read this to you so you understand what you're charged with. This says that on January 7th of this year on 2nd Street there in the city of Fenville, that you were driving while license suspended. That is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and for $500 fines and costs. You understand your charge?
Objection, Your Honor. I do not. I do not understand my charges or
okay. I'm going to mark you down as not guilty, and we'll set you for a jury trial. You can continue to.
Your Honor. Your Honor. You practice in front of bench. You practice in front of bench. That's my job or my attorney job. I'm sui juris. I'm propria persona.
Okay, Mr. White, I don't know where you read the stuff that you're saying, but it's legal nonsense. It means nothing in a court of law. So if you're not willing to state that you even understand or recognize the authority of the court, my options are I can make you come in for arraignment and not give you a PR bond, and then you'll have to post bond to not sit in jail. You want to do it that way instead? Right now, if I get through arraignment with you, I'll give you a PR bond. Mr. White?
I don't listen. I'm asking you a question.
What's the question, sir?
I'm not arguing with you, Your Honor. I just want you to hear me.
Okay, but I don't want to listen for 20 minutes. Go ahead and ask your one question, and we'll start there and see if it's a real question.
Am I on the record?
Yes.
It's not going to take 20 minutes, Your Honor. I give you my word.
Well, you said you have a question, sir. What's the question you want to ask?
Is this criminal or is it civil?
This is criminal, sir. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and or $500 fines and costs.
Hey, if it's criminal, can I?
That was 2 questions, my guy. Pick a struggle. And no, you absolutely cannot get this case dismissed right now. Do you even understand how trials work? Because newsflash, you're not in one yet. This is literally just a hearing, and here he is throwing around legal jargon like he's some kind of courtroom mastermind. Spoiler, he's not. You can tell just by the way he talks that he has no idea what's actually going on. Like, sir, you are in the legal equivalent of the tutorial level, and you're already flunking. So, what do you think? Should the judge just shut this down now, or give him another 20 minutes to keep embarrassing himself?
The prosecutor, there's no sworn testimony. There's no sworn.
It's because this is just arraignment, sir. What you're talking about is trial. That would be several steps down the road. Arraignment is just for you to make sure that you understand what you're accused of, what the penalty is, and for you to enter a plea. You're accused of driving while license suspended. I read to you what the possible penalties are, and I asked you if you wish to plead guilty or not guilty at this time.
No, Your Honor, I'm a beneficiary and I'm a sovereign. I'm here under fraud, menace,
sir. Those sentences don't mean anything. They have no legal meaning whatsoever.
It's guaranteed by my constitutional.
So I've indicated that since you can't understand arraignment, I've entered a plea of not guilty on your behalf. I've set you for a jury trial. You can represent yourself free of charge, or you could hire an attorney. And now you must make a choice, sir, for bond. If we get through the arraignment with you on Zoom, I'm going to give you a PR bond, personal recognizance bond. That means you don't have to post any money. We're essentially trusting you that you'll keep coming back for your court dates. It is no driving without a valid driver's license. If you cannot get that far, in other words, if you really don't understand what's happening here, then I'm not going to allow you to be arraigned by Zoom. I'm going to set you for arraignment in person. And you will come to this courthouse. You will not get a PR bond. You will get a $300 cash or surety bond, meaning that you will need to post $300 in cash, or you will sit in jail from that day until your trial date. So I'll give you a choice. Do you want to be arraigned over Zoom like we're doing today, or would you like to come in and be arraigned in person?
Well, I object to all of this, Your Honor, because at this point, I don't even understand the charges. I do not understand the charges. I'm not trying to.
That's fine. No, sir, you're allowed to, sir. You're allowed to object, and I understand your sentence that you don't understand the charges. And so I will attempt to work with you for that for a second. I'm going to read the charges to you, okay? This says that it takes place on January 7th of this year. You understand that, right? The date that I just read.
I'm saying I do not. At this point, Your Honor, it's I was saying this. It was a jurisdiction matter. It's a jurisdiction matter. That's what I'm saying. It's a subject matter, jurisdiction.
Here's the problem with you arguing jurisdiction. I am a lawyer, so I understand what jurisdiction means. I'm not sure you do.
This judge is out here playing chess while this two-brain cell clown is still trying to figure out how to play checkers. And honestly, I'm loving every second of it. You can just tell he knows exactly what he's doing. He's not falling for any of the typical sovereign citizen nonsense. In my opinion, a lot of judges tend to fumble with these types. Either they get visibly frustrated or they let them ramble on way too long. But this judge? He's nailing it. He shuts it down when needed, but he stays calm, composed, and completely professional the entire time. It kind of reminds me of Judge Oakley, you know, the one who's known for raising his voice and snapping back at defendants. Which works, sure, but I really appreciate this judge's cool, collected demeanor. It shows real confidence and control. That said, I know some of you might think he's being a little too harsh.
So, what do you think?
Is he being fair and firm? Or is it too much? Let me know in the comments. Personally, I think he's handling it like a pro.
You're driving around on 2nd Street in the city of Fenville, meaning in Allegan County, and that you're doing so when your driving privileges with Secretary of State have been suspended or revoked. Because this is the county. Yes?
Objection. I'll travel. I don't drive.
Okay.
I have no contact.
Sir, here's what we're doing, Mr. White. You are no longer able to be arraigned by Zoom. What I'm going to do is adjourn this. I'm going to adjourn this, and you will get notice at your address there. You will come in, and we will arraign you in person. I'm telling you that I'm not going to give you a personal recognizance bond, sir.
It has to be. Before we can proceed, before you can proceed, there has to be a address, Your Honor.
Because we are on the record, I'm going to make this infinitely clear. You're going to get notice to appear in front of me. You have two choices. If you do not appear, I'm going to put out a bench warrant for your arrest. If you do appear, we will have this conversation again about arraigning you to see if you understand the charges, but you are not getting a PR bond. You will need to bring with you $300 cash or surety, or you will be in jail. Do you understand those two options, A and B?
That's a violation of my constitutional rights, Your Honor.
Well, no, it isn't, sir. So we're all set for today. We're done talking. We cannot make any progress. You will be asked to come in person for arraignment. You can either choose to come in for arraignment or you can choose to not be here. If you choose to not be here, a warrant will be entered for your arrest. And if you do choose to be here, make sure you bring that $300 because you're not getting a personal recognizance bond. But we are done with this hearing. I'm going to go ahead and release you. Thank you.
When's my date?
Man, these sovereign citizens just do not listen. The judge literally said he was going to mail the court date, and this guy still looks confused like he missed the whole thing. I guarantee he was too busy rehearsing his little script instead of actually paying attention. Newsflash, this isn't a school presentation. Sticking to a script doesn't help when the judge is clearly telling you what's going on. If he had just listened, he probably could have wrapped this up by pleading guilty, paying a fine, or maybe even taking a few classes. But nope, he chose to be difficult, and now he might end up spending a few nights in jail. Not exactly the smartest move, but hey, it's a sovereign citizen. What else can you expect? I seriously don't get these people. The court is literally offering them the easiest way out, and they still manage to make things worse. What's the end goal here? To prove a point that's never worked and never will? The law isn't some hidden code to crack. It's actually pretty straightforward. If you're charged with something, show up, listen, and handle it like a rational adult. But these sovereign citizens would rather argue nonsense and act like they've uncovered some secret legal cheat code. Still, I'll give them this. They make for great content. So, I'm not complaining too much. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe for more. I really want to know what you all think. Personally, I think the judge handled it perfectly. Firm but fair. I know some people might say he was too harsh, but I don't see it that way at all. If you agree with me, sound off in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you all. Take care.